don't know if I'm live yet. I don't know. Let's see. Okay, we are live. All right, what's up, imaginary people? Cause it's usually just me in here. Let me go ahead and get logged into this real quick. Okay, cool. Since we are live, we are back. We switched the view or switched the scene on here. Let's see where we left off. Pretty much finished up all of the domain objects here. This expense tracker was the last thing that I was working on. It's a little bit bigger, at least just a little bit bigger. But yeah, so this expense tracker was the last thing I was working on, and it's basically working as it's basically working as a service class. So now we're gonna move on to, which makes me think that I should have a constructor here. Do some dependency injection for these expenses instead of creating it. I don't know. I'm gonna keep it the way it is for right now. But yeah, so if this is your first time coming in, the Expense Tracker CLI is a project that I had chat generate just to kind of help me get better at my just core Java skills. So there'll be no Spring or trying to limit the dependencies. So there'll be no Spring in this one. I believe the next project that I'm doing is an API, so there will be some Spring in there. But yeah, so for today, since we finished all of the domain objects, I'm gonna look into reading and writing files, and I believe we're gonna be working with a CSV here. So I've actually never done this before in Java. Yeah, I don't think I've done it before in Java. I think I tried it in Python, but I was just playing around. Didn't really go deep into it at all. So today, that's going to be the focus, is seeing how to generate a CSV with all of the expenses on there. We should be able to write to it while the program is running, but I'm not using a database or anything, so it's just going to be an in-memory thing. So once the program is done, I guess, I don't know, we should be able to load the file as well. So we'll load the file, we'll create the file, load it, and when we run the program, we can load in the file, and then we should be good to go. So I guess first we're going to see first we're going to see how to create a file. So let's get into it. Yeah, I didn't really do any work off stream, by the way. All I did was create this class. And as you can see, there's nothing in here. So I just created the class, and that's about it. But this is where we're going to implement the functionality to read and write files. So let's get a little bit of background music. Hey, this guy's been pretty cool. Icy Fog. I don't know if anyone uses this type of music when they're when they are, let me fix this real quick. When they're working, I usually like to listen to my own music, but since I'm on here, I can't really do it without getting copyrighted. So make it a pointless stream. Yeah, I was trying to see if I could automate my job without trying to grab some big ERP system, but I couldn't find anything on that. So let's see how to create CSV files in Hey bro, if you guys know about BigDecimal, BigDecimal is amazing. In this quick tutorial, we'll learn how to write to a CSV file using Java. CSV stands for comma separated values, and it's a common format for bulk data transfer between systems. To write to our CSV file, we'll be using classes in the java.io package. Okay. We'll talk about special characters, how to handle them. We'll be targeting our output file to open in Microsoft Excel and Google Sheets. After our example, we'll take a brief look at some third-party libraries available for working. Yeah, I completely messed that sentence up. But we'll take a look at some available third-party libraries for working with CSV files. So writing with PrintWriter. We're going to use PrintWriter for our writing our CSV file. I think I can make this bigger for you guys. Thought I could use the command line or the keyboard, but no. Okay. We're going to use a PrintWriter for writing our CSV file. For a more detailed look at using java.io to write to a file, see our article on writing to files. Interesting. First, let's create a method for formatting a single line of data represented as an array of strings. Okay, and then you map it to escape the special characters. Before we call this method though, let's build some example data. Okay. Okay, so with that data in hand, let's convert each row with convert to CSV and write it to a file. Given data array, when convert to CSV, the output is created. Okay, handling special characters. In a CSV file, certain characters are problematic, and as developers, we rarely have total control over the quality of our data, so let's look at how to handle special characters. For our example, we'll focus on commas, quotes, and new lines. Fields containing commas or quotes will be surrounded by double quotes, and double quotes will be escaped with double quotes. Interesting. We'll eliminate new lines and replace them each with white space. So I don't really have to worry about that too much. As we saw with our example, writing a CSV file can become complicated when we start thinking about special characters and how to handle them. Not really going to be using any special characters, which is nice, I guess. Probably don't have to go as deep into that for this. I don't want to get too sidetracked. Let's see how, yeah. Might be a little bit better quality with the mic. I had the mic a little bit far, so you guys have to let me know if I'm too low or if the music is too loud. Like, just let me know. For whoever watches this, I appreciate it. I've been seeing buffered writer and I don't really know what it is. Let's get here first. Writes text to a character, output stream. Buffering characters so as to provide for the efficient writing of single characters, arrays, and strings. The buffer size may be specified or the default size may be accepted. The default is large enough for most purposes. A new line method is provided which uses the platform's own notion of line separator as defined by the system's property line dot separator. Okay, so not all files or not all platforms use the new line character to terminate lines. Calling this method to terminate each output line is therefore preferred to writing a new line character directly. Okay. In general, a writer sends its output immediately to the underlying character or byte stream unless prompt output is required. It is advisable to wrap a buffered writer around any writer whose write operations may be costly, such as file writers and output stream writers, for example. So printer writer out. Okay, we'll buffer the printer. Interesting. So it takes in a writer. Abstract class for writing to character streams. Okay, let me go back here. Let's see this definition. The recommended approach is the Java Neo. Never even heard of Java Neo. But you're still doing. Okay, new line, we read about that. Writes a string of text to the buffer. Writes a specified portion of a character array. Okay. explicitly forces any currently buffered characters to write immediately. Okay. Flushes the remaining data and safely closes. Okay. Always close the stream. If you do not close or flush the stream, your data may remain trapped in the memory buffer, leaving the target file empty. Okay, by default, file writer overwrites files. Good to know. To append new text instead, pass true to the constructor. I guess that's okay. 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 So I probably should have read this first. Jumping around and shit. The Java IO buffered writer class writes to a character output stream, buffering characters to provide efficient writing of a single character's arrays and strings by storing data in an internal 8,192 character buffer before sending it to the disk or network. It dramatically minimizes slow system level input-output operations. Okay, so let's go here. Create a
Take your creativity to the next level on Mac and iPad with Apple Creator Studio.
Is writing to and creating. Let me ask.
One low price subscription with your first month free. Visit apple.co/creator studio.
Let's get rid of this ad. How about that? All right, thank you. Is writing to or is writing to a file and creating a file the same thing? Okay, so it's not the same thing, but every time I try to search for, I don't understand why write and create are two different things. Okay. To create a CSV file, let me see something. Oh, so that's all that I have to do? I'm not using Maven, so I'm not using Maven. We're just gonna use plain old Java. Okay. So define the file name and a location. Okay, so then I would go here, right? And you need to define a location. Let's make that's not top level, but let's make another package. And let's call it files. believe it has to be the absolute path. So let's go here. Let's say public void create file. Okay, so we have a create file, and it said okay, so okay, you should save expenses to a simple text file. Do CSV. Each line should represent one expense. Save all expenses to the file. Load expenses from the file when the user chooses load. When loading, rebuild expense objects from the file. Do not store money as double. Handle the missing file without crashing. So should we create and yeah, I think we're gonna have to bring in that map. Private final. Just call it expenses map, and then make this constructor. Okay, so I added the constructor there so that we can just reference the expenses map that was created in the expense tracker class. And I wonder if I'm skipping a step since I'm doing dependency injection manually. I think that this should still point to the same map in memory, though. I hope so. It has a different name, so I wonder if that changes anything. I don't think it does, but we'll see. So file, well, first let's I have to kind of validate we'll just do file just call it CSV equals file parent string child. Interesting. Okay, and so now I should be able to pass this in, and then we're gonna do, let's close this up. Let's make it lowercase. Probably don't have to, but I would like to. To lowercase dot trim. Okay. So we create the file, right? And then we immediately write to it. Printer writer. Throw in a try catch. Okay, so I'm wondering if I should create another method and then have that method basically map all of the expenses to a just this like CSV format. And then in the try catch, or maybe I just leave this as creating a file, and then it returns a file. I don't know, maybe let's do that. Let's separate it and not have it do two things in one. I think that's one of the solid principles, right? So let's have it return a file, and instead of creating this, we'll return, let's just return new file. Okay, and so then this one will be a void, and then we'll do write to file. And then we'll take in that file, just say file name. I guess it should be like this, right? Okay, let's fix, it's already fixed. My goodness. Okay, so now in this one we will try, I think it said printer writer, print writer. How does this go? Print writer. So we're gonna try to create it. And so I'm assuming that's gonna catch. What is printer writer? Java print writer. I keep saying printer writer. Used to write formatted text data to an output destination such as. So should I have No checked exceptions. Do not throw. You must check for errors manually using the check error method. Okay. Automatic flushing. It features an optimal or an optional automatic line flushing behavior when printf, or format is invoked. It acts as a wrapper around character streams, making it the standard choice for text formatting over byte streams. Okay. Code example, write into a file. The modern safe practice is to instantiate print writer inside a try with resources block. This pattern ensures that the stream closes automatically, preventing memory leaks. Okay. So that should be, and it's not gonna automatically catch. Print writer versus file writer. Okay. While both write text to files, they serve different purposes. Print writer suppresses exceptions, provides advanced data formatting, printf, and writes to files, consoles, or network pipes. File writer throws checked exceptions, handles raw characters, and is strictly used to communicate with disk files. It is often wrapped inside a print writer to enable. What the hell? So, okay. So if my goal is to have my program create a CSV file, create a CSV file, and then write to it, then write to it later the same program should be able to, oh, let's just focus on one thing at a time actually. How would I go about that? And to create a single method to create a file, and then have a completely different method right to that file. But when creating CSV, I don't know whether I should use print writer or file writer. And where I would check for, okay, so, okay, so, 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 You should use print writer wrapped around a file writer to create your CSV file. Okay. Handles file creation and error checking. Oh, so I just throw. Okay. I just throw there. File writer throws as path is invalid or unwritable. 2. Handles formatting and writing data. Okay. Right, CSV header. Right, data rows, comma separated, yeah. Manual check for quiet. Write errors if needed. Okay. Your create CSV file method throws an IO exception. That error checking happens instantly in the main method's try block before any writing takes place. If permissions are missing or directory path is wrong, the program fails entirely or early and safely. Why print writer rules CSVs? Yes. So writing a CSV requires strict text layout. Print writer allows you to cleanly use print line value 1, value 2 to automatically insert correct platform specific line breaks. Okay. File writer forces you to manually type the new line escapes character everywhere. The resource lifecycle. By using a try with resources block in the controller method, the stream automatically flushes its data buffer and closes the file when the block ends, even if an error occurs mid-write. Okay, the stream automatically flushes its data buffer and closes the file. Okay. If you're dealing with complex data arrays, let me know what data structure. Yeah. Okay, my bad. The phone's blowing up. Okay, let's get back to it. So I can create it and just throw. So the only thing that I'm missing from this is just to throw that there. So then now when I write to the file, all I have to worry about is writing to the file. And I would pass in the printer writer. So then write the CSV, we pass the writer in. I see. Okay, so the writer exists separately from the file. Right? No. We're returning a printer writer. And then this we're passing what we got from here, and then we're passing what we got from the create CSV file into our write to CSV. So this is the CSV. So printer writer is the CSV. And then we format and use writer.println to create lines. Okay, so we're gonna have a couple of unfinished methods. So I'll make a save method and basically put that in there. So let's just put that just so I don't forget. Public or save. And I guess we pass any print. Dude, if I keep trying to put print writer. We're just gonna put that there so I don't forget. And so now with this one, I'm also gonna put, let's create a private. I mean, I guess this can go in there because I'm gonna have to take the expenses map, and for each one I'm gonna have to format the data. So let's do this. Give me 1 second. Okay.
Enjoy more ways to save at Fry's, like
Another
low
ad.
prices in every aisle. And you can clip and save more with digital.
Okay, so maybe I should just do all of that inside the write to file. And I don't have to extract that into another method. But if I end up not using, well, I mean, I'm not scaling this. I need to stop. I'm not scaling this. It's supposed to be a small project. So I can put the manipulation of the map in this method. So we're going to let's do that first. So let's do for map.entry, and then we need an expense. Then we're going to call this the expense. And then we're going to map dot, I believe it's entry. No, it's expenses map dot entry sets. There we go. And then for each one, actually, let's go ahead and let's create a create an array list, and then let's give it a string. Oh, let's string. CSV lines. CSV rows. I'm doing this wrong. I am doing this wrong. A list. That's what it's supposed to be. Equals new array list. Oh my goodness. Okay. And then now, for each expense, we're going to create a string and pass it to just call it line item. And this should, how should I do the maybe the CSV will handle that, and I don't need to put the ID of them there, or the row number. So then I'll just be putting, let's see, the description, the amount, the category, and the date in that order. Description, amount, category, and date. So then maybe we can do this. Description. I don't think there's any spaces, right? Yeah, no. So description, amounts, category, and then dates. This will be expense dot, oh my goodness. I gotta get the value. So expense dot get value. Actually, let's put the key in there since everybody's adding the key, since that's mapping to it. So this will be as, and then this will be dot get key for one, and then expense dot value, the description, and then let's get the amounts. So that get key. No, get value. I'm tweaking. And we're gonna get the amounts. So that's 1, 2. So let's put that in front of there, and then what was it? Amounts. Yeah, expense dot get value, and get the category. I live very close to a firehouse, so if you heard that, I'm sorry. And then we're getting a date here. Okay, and then so then we're going to I'm thinking, okay, so I'm putting an if statement. I'm starting an if statement because I want to handle, like, I don't want to overwrite a line. If that makes sense. I don't want to overwrite a line. I'm trying to think about so if I think that I can, is there a splice in Java? Let's see. String manipulation. Is empty chart at in index substring. Yeah, it's not splice, but it's substring. Place searching. Okay. So returns the index of the first occurrence. But if it's multiple, last index of, no. I don't want to do contains because okay, so maybe I can't do a delimiter. Substring and begin index. Started at 0, but I don't have. Oh, I can get returns the char value located at the specified index, but I'm not gonna know the index. Good gracious. Okay. So I need to find first. Let me see. I want to keep this up. Java find first. Yes. Is there a method for that, or we'd have to do that? Oh, okay. So it's just index of. Okay. So let's do this. I want to call it delimiter. So let's create. Call it delimits. Equals find item dot index of boom, and then let's just call it start. Starting index. Okay, and so now we can do if. Oh, we have to create the substring first. Which is gonna be a string. Should I call it ID? Let's just call it ID. Equals line item dot substring starting index, and I want to change this to end index. Index. And then let's actually bring that down here. Oops. Oh shoot. Let's do that down here. So now if expense dot get key wrong with this? String values are compared using double equals, not equals. Oh, okay, okay. I'm like, it's telling me what I'm doing. What are we talking about? That's not what I meant. Not equals ID. So if it does equals ID, should I return or let's do system out that print line, and we're gonna say line item for should be expense dot the value should I just give the ID? Yeah, let's do line item. Let's do okay, so let's do line item with ID expense dot get value dot get ID already exists in file. Okay, and then we can return because how do I so instead of return we'll do continue, but it doesn't, well, yeah, and then so that handles that, and it should continue should make it go to the next iteration of the loop, and then all we'll have to do is CSV line dot add line item. Okay. Okay. And then if, let's say if that should be CSV lines. And what's wrong with this? Oh, they never queried. Yeah. So let's do if CSV lines dot is empty. I don't know. Okay, so let's just leave that alone. It says it'll always be true, but I think that's because we're adding it here. So that's that. So now we have, but can we? No, we have to return this list. Yeah, we have to return that, and then outside of this, so now we can do, yeah. CSV lines that is empty. No data is added to okay, and then we can return CSV lines. Okay, great. Great. So we have this here to create the file, this to write to the file, and now saving the file is going to be not this one. Okay. I think this can be void. Yeah, so then this can be void. This would be, we just jump straight into it. So try print writer equals new or equals create CSV file. And then we're gonna give it the what? Why am I checking here? We're gonna give it the file name. So this will have to be file. No. So in order to create the file, I need the file name. But print writer just writes to the file, so I can't, it's like I'm getting a name from this. So I can't pass in a file before I create it. So what is this returning? So returns a new print writer. So this needs to be changed. So instead of return a file, I need to return a print writer. I'm returning a print writer? Okay. Actually, let's keep most of that. So this And this is so it should have been file writer call it file equals new file writer, and then we wrap it in print writer. So equals new file writer and this should throw, right? Yeah, okay. And so now this is return new print writer file. So this should still take in the file name, right? I'm taking the file path. How are we getting the file path? This is interesting. Okay, so the order goes create CSV file, you're giving it a string file name, and then you boom. Okay, so that actually okay. So then we can say a file is already created. So then when we write to the file, we're gonna want to bring in the printer writer, and I see. So this should have been printer writer or print writer. And is this still a thing? Yeah, it's not. So should be writer. Oh, and you check for errors here. So this one also throws, oh no, it doesn't. But you check for errors here. So then we don't return. We add the line item and then, and I'll say return. And I can't do that here. Why? Oh, because I'm missing. Yeah. Okay. So we have to do another one. So for each line, we're gonna do writer dots latest. That's a print line, not print F. Print line. And then that just makes it completely wrong. No instances of type variables R exist, so that void conforms to R. But it's a string, so I don't. Try it for each. Let's see what happens. So for each, just say I. What is wrong with this? With a lambda method reference. Oh, okay. I guess I don't really like that though. This is more like that. And then you check for errors. There's a system.error.println? Ha! I did not know that, bruh. Okay, so now we're gonna do if writer dots check error. I did not know that. Okay, nice. An internal error occurred. Wow, yeah, I'll just take this. Not gonna lie. Okay, and so we can't return, we shouldn't return anything. And this should be void. It's back to void. Replace that with a lambda, I guess. So when I see this is just more explicit, and I understand this a little bit better. So maybe I need to get better with lambdas. We're taking the writer variable and calling print line on each CSV line. Okay. So now when I do this, save here, so now when I do this save, so you try with resources to open the file path. So you try with resources to open the file path, and then you write to it. And this is successfully generating it. Yeah, so my issue is getting the file path so that I can call my create file method. These headphones hurt. Let's see. Like this. Can't also return. God dog it. Yeah, I can't return. So public void save, print writer file, try print writer. How do I get the file path? So I'll just also have to take it in. I'll have to take in. But then that makes this redundant as hell. File writer file equals new file writer. Okay, so I need to come up with a way to get the file name from here. And I feel like the answer is so obvious, but I just cannot come up with it. So I don't know if I shouldn't call this a file. I'm gonna call it X for right now because I don't really know what to call it. But fail to initialize. Yeah. Oh, and I can get the message. That is amazing. Okay, so I don't need to worry about the placement because it's here, but I'm just gonna have to also take in, I have to take in string file name. I'll have to. I don't see any other way. So then I don't need to take this in. And all I need to do is take in the file name. And then I'll just pass the file name. In here. Oh, what the oh yeah, okay. So I pass the file name in here. And then I should call my write to file. Which takes in writer. And then I catch any IO exception. Or is a special exception, right? No, it's IO exception. And then fail to, I just suck at writing these. Okay, so fail to initialize CSV file. Okay. I can just write it. Because I definitely hit the wrong button. Initialize CSV file. And give a little space here for the message. Okay. So I think that this is good. Yeah, you pass in the writer. Cool. And then we can, I like the output messages. Successfully CSV file successfully generated. Yeah, let's do that. CSV file successfully generated. And then okay. So that handles when loading, rebuild. Oh god. So rebuild expense objects from the file. Do not store money as double. So maybe I don't do that here, but I pass it in. Here. Let's see. This is questionable. Because maybe I just need to pass it into the right to file method, and then yeah, maybe I just need to pass it into the right to file method, and then of course I'll call it and pass it in here. We'll see. So what's the next thing I need to do? Load expenses, or so we got the saving down. Then we need to load expenses from the file when the user chooses load. And then when loading, rebuild expense objects from the file. Okay, so these two are in the same. And handle the missing file without crashing. You said, can you suggest me a laptop for AI, ML, and coding? Well, first off, what's going on, man? Honestly, I'm not sure how data intensive that is. I haven't really touched that myself. I mean, coding wise, you don't really need anything too crazy unless you're doing very data intensive things. I'm with Mac, man. I'm not gonna lie. I like MacBooks. I have a MacBook Air. This is the M3. I would definitely suggest getting an M chip. The Airs are really good. I think they come with 8 gigs of RAM. I believe RAM is gonna be your best friend and what you should look out for. But yeah, 8 gigs of RAM is really, it seems to be where it's at, man. For at least for budget wise, like I'm able to stream off of it. That's what I'm streaming on now. But yeah, I would say that, let me know if that pointed you in the right direction or not. Said I have a laptop and fine. Can you check if it has DDR5? I don't know. Let's see. Are you saying like the MacBook, like the Airs? Oh, this one. Can I check to see if that has DDR5? Lenovo. Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know anything about DDR5, bro. I have to see what that is. Oh, I see. 32 gigs of RAM. I don't know anything about that actually. That's DDR5. It's literally RAM. Let's see, man. Let's see together. If you're still here, let's see together. We have, what does this say? It's a LOQ. Actually, let's just do this. Okay. Let's see. Actually, let's do this. I Google everything, bro. All right, there's your answer, man. It does. I mean, it's saying, bro, honestly, what does that say? 32 gigs of RAM? Like, I think that's like more than enough, man. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie at all. I don't know if you plan on doing anything else besides like streaming and everything, but I mean, not streaming, but coding. But I mean, you'll definitely be able to multitask and everything with that. And you can upgrade it down the line, so you're not really stuck at it, you know. So that's also good too. I guess that's the downside about Mac, kind of stuck. That was a nice little refresher from what I'm doing here. Not streaming, just coding in. Yeah, no, dude, I think that you're, that's more than enough, man. I think that's honestly, it might be even overkill, bro. But you probably won't have to upgrade for a while. Probably stick with it for a good while, man. Honestly. Before I got this MacBook, I was coding on, I think it was like a i3 Dell Inspiron laptop, and that was fine. Honestly, it was fine. I wasn't doing anything too crazy. I'm sure it can handle DSA still. Like I said, I don't have any direct experience or like, you know, ML or AI, so I can't really speak on that too much. But yeah, bro, no problem, man. No problem. What do you typically like? Have you started coding yet? Like, what languages are you using, or are you planning to use? I'm assuming maybe Python, right? No, I'm not a freelancer. I've done one. I made a website for one business. I don't think I can consider myself a freelancer. I've only done it one time. Okay, I feel that. Yeah, dude. I work as an accountant, and I just wanted to kind of switch over. So mostly what I see in my area is Java jobs, so I just started learning Java. But yeah, Python and C++. C++ is cool, bro. I want to get into both of those languages, but Python is I mean, what was I gonna say? Yeah, C++ is interesting, bro. I want to actually like learn how to work with memory instead of just letting these languages kind of manage it for you. But yeah, I think that this is pretty much done. Okay, so we got that done. We got that committed. Damn, remove this. Forgot to remove that. So let's see. C++ would be used to code. Oh, and Raspberry. Oh, I see. Yeah. Dude, that's what's up, bro. That sounds interesting, man. Bro, you should also stream stream it. Like that would be cool to watch, man. I'm not gonna lie. I haven't done anything with like the hardware side of things, but my brother is he's in school now for just to become a mechanical engineer. I mean, he has to take like a Python class and stuff, so I was encouraging him to do the same thing. Yeah, I could see that, the engineering, electronics and communication engineering student. Yeah, I could see that, dude. As soon as you mentioned like the Raspberry Pi, I don't really know too much about the other one that you typed out, but as soon as you mentioned that, I'm like, okay, yeah. That's why I brought up my brother. But that's what's up, man. I went to school for CS myself. I didn't finish and obviously ended up in accounting. And so now I'm like, dude, let's just capitalize on this and, you know, actually try to learn it. Okay, so now we need to figure out how to load expenses. So I think we got this down. How to load a file in Java. You can use java.neo files for a modern simple approach or the scanner. Okay, so I can load the entire file as a string. But I'm thinking about going change because everyone keeps talking about CS. As a communication engineer, it's the hardest to find either. Hey, I'm not gonna lie though, man. Like, I wouldn't switch just because it's hard. you know, and honestly, it might make it. I know this whole AI market with everything, but that's a pretty. I mean, it seems pretty niche. Like the jobs that'll be offered afterwards, like after you get that degree, would seem pretty niche, man. And then, yeah, I mean, I don't know, dude. It might be worth it, bro. Like, hard work pays off like hell, bro. Are you eyeing like a specific, like a niche career path? Let's see. Honestly, what type of how do you say, what is are the jobs available for a electronics and hardware design? Oh, bro, you're plugged. What you mean? Unless you, I mean, like, I don't know if any of these are something that you would want to do, but like an electronics hardware engineer, I don't think AI is taking that anytime soon. Like, I don't. Hey, man, I don't know, man. Robotics, yeah, bro, you got. You're set, bro. What you mean? What you mean? You just get through the hard final year, man, and get going for real. I wonder how hard it is to break into an entry level though. I wonder if that's a different beast of its own. Okay, load and read line by line with the scanner. This might be the best.
At Cox, your internet and mobile price won't change for 5 years.
Oh,
That's
and then I
5
can.
New Year celebrations, 5 Valentine's Days, 5 4th of Julys, 5 Halloweens,
Hey, I feel you on that, man.
and 5
I
summers
feel you on
go by
that.
too fast.
Yeah, dude, I don't know
Do
what
it all, your
the
price
like the
stays
entry
the same with
level.
our 5-year price
Hold on,
lock
dude, I gotta get
guarantee.
this ad up out of here, man.
Cox,
It's gonna
a
piss
step
me off. But I gotta get what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, just to see what the entry level is like, if it's tough to get a job. But I mean, dude, my biggest concern, even with me learning software, is AI, right? But then you have like all this hardware stuff that's on here. I don't see AI taking that anytime soon, bro. That's what's up. What year are you now? Let's see, load the file relative to the class path roots. Try to input string. Okay, so I need to figure out what a input stream is really. But I can work for both hardware or software, IT, web, very broad branch. Exactly, you even got a backup plan for it, man. Just in case. Let's see like what's available for that, for telecommunications. Literally the same thing. Dude, you can download local models, bro. I think I haven't done it myself. I looked into it a little bit, bro, but you can do like, I think it's called NAN. Is it called NAN? It's something, but you can just do some Googling, man. You can find it. I would literally type your question into Google. But you can download something. You can download them and run them locally. I don't know how it works, like how the brains of all that works, bro. I didn't really jump deep into AI yet because I felt like I still needed to learn programming, and I didn't want to just have AI generate everything and then I don't know what's going on. So really, like, the most that I've used it for has been like this here. I had chat come up with a learning path for me, and then just projects that I should create to kind of, I don't know, compound my knowledge and have it build deeper and deeper and build bigger and bigger projects. So that's what I'm working on now. And then other than that, I use Codex, like for that freelance thing I was talking about. I use Codex to create the front end. See, they have limited info or limited tech. That's exactly what I was thinking. I'm like, dude, as soon as I saw hardware on there, I'm like, bro, there's no way. I know that was just one job, but they all seem relatively, like, or at least in the same ballpark as hardware, so. Load the file relative to the class path roots. Do you think electronics and communication engineering is good? I'm gonna say take what I say with a grain of salt, man. I'm a random guy on the internet, you know? But I think that it's good. The reason I think that it's good is because, I mean, if you really have an interest in technology and you want something that's safe, that's not, from what I see, it looks pretty safe in terms of like AI coming to take your job and all that. And then the money's there. I mean, it's checking off all the boxes, right? But like I said, I'm just a guy on the internet, man. And I don't have any direct experience in it, so you might have to take what I say with a grain of salt. Do you feel like it's good besides like, you know, that final year? You got any reasons as to like that would make you doubt it? What would I be returning? So they're saying that I should. Let's just make it void for now. I think we need to pass anything in there. Full resource example. Where is that from? So I need to find out how I should actually structure this. Oh, class loader. So that is that something? So let's see. Input stream. So new file class loader, I give resource. So that's not a Java. Oh my god. Alright man, you be easy bro. Appreciate you coming in man. I think I'm also about to wrap up here myself. Alright, yeah, so that's gonna do it for today, I believe. Or at least for right now. I might hop back on later. But today we created a file. We can write to the file, and then we can also save the file. And we made it kind of modular, so that was one of the things that was a point to work on. Just to make it modular. So maybe, not maybe, but in the next one, I'll either have this done or this is where we're starting from. So I will hop out of here on that note.